Welcome to the third session on overview of project management from Uplatz. This is Hari again, a project management professional since last 2 decades. In the previous video, PM Fundamental Session 2, we discussed about the following: the project management and product oriented processes and project management process groups. We discussed on the importance of project management processes and also having an idea about the product oriented processes. We also found out the project management processes have been classified into 5 groups as shown in this picture. There are totally 49 project management processes which have been classified to 5 process groups, and these processes are further grouped into 10 separate knowledge areas as listed below. Let's move on and try to understand more on the processes, process groups, and knowledge areas. We already know there are 49 different processes in the project management activities. These processes are individual activities which will be executed during project management practice. These 49 processes are classified into 5 different groups called process groups based on their application during different stages of the project life cycle. These 49 processes are again classified into 10 knowledge areas based on the skills or domain expertise required to successfully execute these processes. There is also a interrelationship between the process groups and the 10 knowledge areas. This is the backbone framework of the project management practice as per PMBOK. Let's understand more on process. What is a process? Process is basically transforming an input into an output by doing some activities. Apart from this, the activities are backed by different tools and techniques so that we get the desired output from the input. This is the framework of a process. So to repeat, a process is converting the input into an output by doing some activities backed by specific tools and techniques. So in summary, each process is characterized by its inputs, tools and techniques that can be applied and resulting outputs. Short termed as ITTO. I stands for inputs, first T stands for tools, the second T stands for techniques, and the O stands for resulting outputs. This shows a sample of a process. The process name is Develop Project Charter. As we know, each process has 3 elements, that is inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. So the inputs for this process named develop project charter or project statement of work, business case, agreements, enterprise environmental factors, organization process. The output of this process is the project charter. The tools and techniques which is adopted to get the desired output of project charter are expert judgment and facilitation technique. Like this, we have 49 processes in the project management practice. What is a process group? This is the framework for the process. There are 49 processes in project management practice, and these 49 processes are applied at different stages of the project life cycle. Based on the stage wherein the process is applied, the processes are categorized into 5 process groups. Means there are 49 processes, and based on the application at a specific stage of the project life cycle, there are 5 process groups. Let's understand how the processes are linked to process groups. During the initiating stage of the project life cycle, we apply 2 processes. These 2 processes constitutes or makes up the initiating process group. Similarly, we apply 24 processes during planning stage of the project life cycle. These 24 processes are called as planning process group. 10 processes we apply during execution stage of the project life cycle. These 10 processes constitutes execution process group. Similarly, 12 processes constitute monitoring and controlling process group, and 1 process makes up the closing process group. Now let's understand what is knowledge area. We have seen the framework for the process. So to execute this process, we have tools and techniques. Apart from that, there is also a need of a domain expertise or a specific skill required for the project manager to achieve the desired output through this process. Based on the skills or the domain expertise required, the processes are grouped into different knowledge areas. We have 49 processes in total, and these 49 processes are distributed among 10 different knowledge areas based on the specific skill or the domain expertise required to execute this process successfully. So the 10 knowledge areas we have already seen. The project integration management, which constitutes total 7 processes out of 49 processes of the project management practice. Project scope management is the second knowledge area, which constitutes 6 project management processes. Project schedule management constitutes 6 processes of project management. Project cost management has 4 project management processes. Project quality management has got 3 project management processes. Project resource management has got 6 project management processes. Project communication management has got 3 processes. Project risk management has got 7 processes. Project procurement management has got 3 processes, and project stakeholder management has 4 processes under it. So you can see there are 10 knowledge areas and we have total 49 processes. Now let's try to understand each knowledge areas in detail. The first knowledge area is project integration management. This number 7 on the slide indicates the number of processes for which a skill or domain expertise of project integration management is required. What is project integration management? What holds a project stages together? That would be the project integration management. That means integration management is a skill or a domain expertise which ensures all the stages of the project are held together. There is an integrity among all the stages of the project. There are 7 processes for which the integration management skill need to be applied to make the process successful. The first process is develop project charter. During initiating stage or during initiating process group of the project, where we have to apply the integration management skills. Develop project management plan is one more process during planning stage of the project life cycle, where there is a specific need for applying the integration management skills. In the similar way, during execution stage, for the processes direct and manage project work and manage project knowledge, we need to apply the skills of integration management. During monitoring and controlling stage of the project, we need to apply the integration management skills for 2 processes, namely monitor and control project work and perform integrated change control. During closing stage of the project lifecycle, we need to apply the integration management skills for the process close, project or phase. We will be going into the details of each process in the next sessions. Let's get to the second knowledge area, project scope management. This skill is required for 6 processes out of 49 processes of project management practice. So what is scope management? Scope relates to the work of the project. It is also a detailed requirement for the final product or service. So the 6 processes for which there is a need for scope management skills are here. During planning stage, the processes plan scope management, correct requirements, define scope, and create WBS. Needs the application of scope management to ensure the success of each process. During monitoring and controlling stage of the project, the 2 processes validate scope and control scope needs a application of the scope management. The next knowledge area is project schedule management. This skill is required for 6 processes during the entire project life cycle. Project is defined as a temporary endeavor. Deadlines are baked into the success criteria of all projects. Project end date decides the project success or failure. So it becomes evident the project schedule has to be managed effectively to ensure the project success. Let's see which are the process under which the schedule has to be managed effectively. During planning stage of the project lifecycle, there are 5 processes wherein the schedule management has to be followed rigorously. The first process is plan schedule management. The second process, define activities. The third process, sequence activities. The fifth process, estimate activity durations and develop schedule. During monitoring and controlling stage of the project, the process control schedule, wherein the schedule management has to be applied for the success of the process. Next knowledge area is project cost management, which needs attention in 4 of the processes out of 49 processes of project management practice. Management of cost of various resources that are required to complete the project activities is the goal of cost management. This cost management has to be given attention in these 4 processes. During planning stage, the process plan cost management, estimate costs and determine budget. These 3 processes needs a focus on cost management. During monitoring and controlling stage of the project, the process control costs needs an application of a domain expertise on cost management. Next knowledge area is project quality management. A project can end on time and within budget, but if the quality is not up to the standard set, then the project is a failure. During planning stage, the process plan quality management needs a focus on quality management. During execution stage, manage quality process needs a skill of quality management. During monitoring and controlling stage of the project management, control quality is the process wherein the project manager has to apply his expertise on quality management. Next knowledge area is project resource management. Project manager typically spends most of the time in managing the project resources, from ordering to training team members to paying bills. The project resources are a seemingly bottomless pit of active management. The process plan resource management, estimate activity resources during planning stage of the project needs the special skills of resource management. The process acquire resources, the process develop team, and the process manage team during execution stage of the project lifecycle needs a domain expertise in resource management. Control resources is the process during monitoring and control stage of the project life cycle where the project manager has to display his resource management skills. The next knowledge area is project communication management. Communication is the glue that holds an entire project together. It deals with distribution and storage of project information, communication among the project team members, technical meetings, and not just status updates. During planning stage of the project, plan communication management process needs or calls for communication management skills by the project manager. During execution stage, process manage communications requires an effective communication management skills by the project manager. During monitoring and controlling stage of the project, the process monitor communications needs the project manager to apply his communication management skills to ensure the success of the process monitor communications. So next knowledge area which is critical is project risk management. Risk is an uncertain event. If occurs, has a positive or negative effect on project objectives. Project risk management is concerned with the analysis and prioritization of risk events. Risk management is a skill or an expertise required to be applied during 5 different processes during planning stage of the project. The processes are plan risk management, identify risks, perform qualitative risk analysis, perform quantitative risk analysis, and plan risk responses. During executing stage of the project, the process implement risk responses calls for the application of risk management skill by the project manager to ensure the success of the process. Monitoring and controlling stage has got a process called monitor risks, which also calls for showcasing the skills of risk management. Project procurement management is the next knowledge area. So there are 3 processes for which this skill is required. Projects do require outside procurement, the purchase of external products, services, materials, equipment, and so on. Thus, a project manager must know how to obtain, control, and manage these purchases. The 3 processes wherein these procurement activities are focused are given here. During planning stage, plan procurement management process needs a skill on procurement management. The skill of procurement management is required in the process conduct procurements during execution stage. Similarly, the process control procurements during monitoring and controlling stage of the project needs application of procurement management skills. The last and important knowledge area is project stakeholder management. Project stakeholders are anyone who has an interest in a project. A strong relationship or regular communication often avoids trouble spots later on. This stakeholder management is done during 4 different processes at different stages of the project life cycle. The process identifies stakeholders during initiating stage of the project. A stakeholder management is done. During planning stage, plan stakeholder engagement process calls for the skill on stakeholder management. During executing stage of the project, manage stakeholder engagement process will call for the skill on stakeholder management. Monitoring and controlling stage has got a process by the name monitor stakeholder engagement, wherein the project manager has to apply the skills of stakeholder management. Here is a mnemonic, a tool used to memorize enumerated items for the knowledge areas. It seems like difficult to memorize the 10 knowledge areas. This mnemonics is going to help you to remember the knowledge areas in the same sequence. I scoped schedule, cost, and quality with resources communications as risk on procurements to stakeholders. So the first word I stands for integrated project management. The second word scoped indicates project scope management. The third one project schedule management. The fourth knowledge area, the cost. The fourth, the cost, project cost management, quality, project quality management, resources, project resource management, project communication management, project risk management, project procurement management, and project stakeholder management. This will be handy for you to remember the 10 knowledge areas. Please complete this assignment before you watch the next session on project management fundamentals. Here I have tried to list down the processes and the corresponding process group and knowledge areas. Please complete this table listing all the 49 processes and their corresponding process group and knowledge areas. For your help, I have done few processes and indicated their corresponding process group and knowledge area. Thanks for watching, and for any feedback please write back to us info@uplatz.com. Thank you.